Her voice cracked through the phone like a splinter under my fingernail. "Daddy, I ran away!" The car was already moving before the words landed. My foot on the accelerator, breath shallow, knuckles white. Something happened. No GPS needed. I knew where she'd go. My mother's house. Safe, familiar, untouched by her mother's rage. She was on the porch when I arrived, 9 years old, trembling, a blood-dark gash blooming across her forehead like a red petal torn open. I knelt. "Angel, who did this?" She didn't cry, not yet. She leaned in, whispered, "It was Mommy." Then she added, quieter still, "She said you'd leave me if I told." I almost did. Not leave her, lose control. But I didn't. I told her I loved her, held her hand. Then I saw her back, and I called the police. At the station, they asked questions. My daughter clung to me like the last solid thing in her world. They documented the bruises, the split skin, the long, deliberate line down her spine. My wife, Erin, arrived in handcuffs, tried to make her eyes soft, tried to cry. She said the words, "He's coaching her, he's lying, he just wants custody." They always lie with practiced rhythm. But I wasn't acting, I was remembering. The silence in the house when I'd come home early from work, the shifty way our daughter would flinch when Erin walked too quickly, how bedtime had started to mean fear, and I'd ignored it, rationalized it, until it bled down her back. They let Erin out on bail, of course they did. The system moves slow. But I didn't. I went through everything. School records, doctor visits, notes she drew and tucked under her bed. All the pieces I'd been too distracted to see clearly. I started logging phone calls, tracked her emails, her credit card history, spa treatments the day after unexplained fevers, personal trainers paid in cash. And then, something deeper. Video footage. A neighbor's camera caught Erin dragging our daughter inside by the wrist, screaming, not loud enough to alert anyone, but visible, frame by frame. And a voice memo, buried on my daughter's old tablet. She'd recorded it. The yelling, the threats, the slap. It lasted 17 seconds. It lasted forever in my head. The court date arrived. She walked in with a lawyer who looked expensive and confident. She still wore white, still tried to cry, still said the words. This is about revenge. So I said nothing. I just played the tape. I watched the jury flinch, watched her pale, watched our daughter lower her head, ashamed of surviving something she couldn't understand. Then I showed them the photos, the timestamps, the receipts, and finally, the footage. 17 seconds. That's all it took to rip the mask off. Her lawyer went quiet. Her hands shook. She looked at me then, but I wasn't hers anymore. Outside the courtroom, she waited, said she wanted a word. The officer stood nearby. I nodded. She leaned in, her voice low, venom still clinging to the edges. "You think you've won?" I said nothing. "She's mine. You can't change that." I reached into my pocket, pulled out a folded page. Her mother's psych eval, dated a week ago. Unfit, narcissistic tendencies, danger to child. Signed by 3 independent specialists. I held it up, let her read it, then dropped it to the floor. She's mine now. I turned and walked away. I didn't look back, because I already knew she was breaking, and I wouldn't help her gather the pieces. Some nights I wake up to the sound of her breathing, steady, soft, safe. My daughter sleeps with the door open now. She doesn't flinch at footsteps, doesn't whisper secrets to the dark. She's healing, slowly. But me, I'm colder now. I don't trust apologies, or softness in a voice, or the word love unless it's earned, bled for, proven. She taught me that. Erin. She broke something in me when she broke our child. And now, She can sit with that, alone, because forgiveness isn't free. And some doors stay locked.